if we press play, we're going to notice that the particles are simply moving upwards, which we need to solve very quickly. So we'll pull in some of our forces compounds. So look under the forces menu, and I'll add forces with a little bit of gravity. I might even want to go in and add a little bit of a drag force in case my particle velocity is a little too unmanageable. I can always set the drag force to a very low value or just zero it out for now. I'll plug the add forces output into the ice tree input right after the emit from null, and now the particles should be moving, well, they should be moving downwards, and they are. So if we double click on the emission compound, we can see why the particles are emitting upwards, because they're using the initial direction, the null's y-axis. So I'll actually just use the null's x-axis, and now we should get particles ejecting out the side of the gun. Now, the problem is that there's too many particles ejecting out the side, so we're going to lower that number to something a bit more manageable here. Okay, so we've got something like that working. Okay, things aren't looking too bad right now. We'll just take the shape of the particles, and I'll make sure that the emission type of the shape for now is cylindrical. So we're emitting cylinders, and if they're an appropriate size, I'll probably want to go and add a bit of a scale effect to this. If I have a size that's 0.1, might be a little too small. 0.15 looks about right, but they're a little too thin, so we'll use a scale compound to isolate the XYZ axes, where size is a single vector value. Scale, of course, is not. So I'll add another port after the gravity has been executed, and I'll set the scale appropriately. So we're getting our size. Maybe I'll have them twice as long. So let's take this down to, say, 0.7, 1.6, and 0.7. There we go. So these bullets look a little more in scale with the gun itself. All right, so we're getting our emission working correctly. We now need to sync, of course, our emission rate to the weight of our clip.